Finally. Last week we just had a day where pessimism ruled the day in the markets, in the media, and every day it just didn't seem to matter. The stocks were going down, which isn't always a bad thing. I mean, you get them cheaper prices, and we're going to talk about that today. But sometimes, there's a time for mourning and there's a time for moving on, and it looks like today that started to happen. There wasn't a big, massive sector change, or wasn't a big number change. Maybe people are starting to listen to me. Other people like me, where they understand that, the numbers that everybody's pushing in the media is the cases are going up. Let's just ignore the fact that testing is going up dramatically and the average age of a person who has a positive test has dropped in half. The deaths are going down precipitously. Hospitals aren't even worried about it. They're still booking elective surgeries, and they're not anywhere near capacity. And so I think people are probably maybe realizing, hey, we took some discounts. Maybe they were watching this video. We took some discounts last week. We bought low, and we're retrenching our investments. And if so, you're going to make some money. So today we're going to talk about a little bit what happened today. Overall, we have some pretty decent winners today. We have Red Robin Group at 10. Eldorado Resorts, that's your casino in Vegas. Well, soon to be casino in Vegas, at 10. RDI, which is Reading International. That's basically your movie theaters. Braemar Resorts went up 21%. That's always a beautiful thing. They do casinos as well. Service Corporation, they do... what did they do? Take a look at them. I always get them confused a little bit with some of the oil tangent companies. Yeah, so hotels. Perfect. Yeah, so they do hotels. Let's take a look here. 18% for VVI, which is an entertainment and travel company. So it looks like we have a trend as far as the travel sector moving up today. Pretty much everything's in the green for the most part. We have a bunch near 8, so we're not really going to talk about those, even though we could. And those are your cruise lines, airline, Red Rock Resorts, a casino. Save is Spirit Airlines. Don't like them at all. And let's see, is there any else in double digits here on our watch list? I don't think so. Nope. So all the big hitters we own, which is a great thing. And so I think as summer comes up, you're going to start to see companies report numbers. You're going to start to see jobless benefits. People are going to parse out the jobless benefits and who's hiring and who's not. But as a result, today the market went up in the Dow, up 2.32%. And again, we tripled it at 6.84%. And after hours, we added another 1.4. So we'll just call it 8% gain today. So initially it was down, but then I think people kind of finally came to their senses. There was the bottom of the last week, and it basically took off. So if we look at our buying, let's take a look at some of the ones we have here. So Braemar kind of came back, but the top winner we have so far, and I think this is going to change pretty quickly, is Crestwood Equities at 166%. We have Redwood Trust at 148. We have Eldorado Resorts, and that's your REIT. So the REIT's always doing good. Eldorado Resorts, they're buying Caesar's Palace at 121. Oh, PVAC, actually take that back. They're in third place at 130. And we have some that are a little bit underwater. This is new. Hoffman Mifflin we bought recently, and it's barely underwater. IVR is a little bit low, and they're a REIT, so they'll go up when the market sentiment goes up. So I'm really not worried about them. RDI, we have a sell order on them. That's your movie theater company. Red Robin Group, and again, I think that's where it's a younger clientele. So when you talk about younger people testing positive for the virus, that's probably where it hit that a little bit. VVI, it's only down 10. It was at 20, I think. So we paired off half the loss right there. And XAN, which is a commercial real estate REIT, was I think at 22 or 23 before, and it's now at 17. So overall today we were able to get two stocks that we're really looking forward to, PBF and RHP. So we'll pull those up here. Two totally different sectors. All right, so PBF is an energy company. I think they're an oil company. So yeah, they do transportation fuels, heating oil, petrochemical, lubricants, etc. They do refining and logistics segments. So basically, once the oil is out of the ground, they do the refining and they do the moving. So when oil prices go up, this company absolutely thrives. And in fact, they're probably a cause of the oil price going up to a certain degree. And RHP, which is Ryman Hospitality Properties, and they do hotels and urban markets. They actually do some, I remember this one. They actually do upscale hotels. So this is when people really go out and they have these really, really nice hotels that people stay at. This is not Holiday Inn. These are individual upscale properties. And so I was really excited last week about being able to get in on these. So we ended up putting a price point at PBF, which is the oil company, at $9.50, and we were able to get in on that. And it ended at $9.61. So overall, a little bit positive, but the one I really am happy with was RHP. That's the Ryman Hotel Properties or Hospitality. Which one is it? Hospitality Properties. And we put a great price point on this at $31.50, and it bounced back up to $34.08. So we're already making 8% on that just on the day. I had an order in for TH, which is, I want to say it's Texas Hospitality. Where is this? We'll open this guy up. Or Travel. No, it's not Travel. Target Hospitality. And they do basically hospitality and residential services for the Permian Basin, basically West Texas. And we put an order in for them today at $150. It dropped to $155, so it wouldn't have filled anyway. But we basically ran out of buying power. So I'm either going to put some money in from the outside and re-put this order in. That's why I just colored this another yellow here just to remind me that something's up with that. So we'll either bring some money in to execute a trade for this because the upside's pretty nice. And this one, the upside was like 1 point something a couple weeks ago. Or I'm going to do some selling. And so we have RDI, which I kind of want to get rid of just because it's a movie theater and it's an okay segment. It's close to being at its sell point. So once it goes from 436 to 451, we'll clear about $2,000 on that. And Hufflin Mifflin's the same thing. I bought it recently. Honestly, I want to free up some money to put in some other things just because some really good opportunities. So it's at 180 right now. When it hits 195, we'll free up another $2,000. So that's basically $4,000 before that. Between those, and then the ones that'll probably take a little bit longer to hit are XAN. That's your commercial real estate REIT. And it's not that I don't like it. I do like it, but I want to free up some money because I think there's just some really good opportunities. And then GFC filed for bankruptcy. So the last few bankruptcies had a big spike and then went back down. So I just basically have this order in. We talked about it last week, where if it hits 150, I'm just going to take the win. If not, I bought it for 50 cents. It's sitting around 55 right now. And honestly, it's just house money. I really don't care. So we'll let that one ride and see what is going on. So with that being said, take a look at the futures. CNN basically just said Boeing and strong home sales went up, and that's a consumer confidence indicator. So when the home sales go up, that means that there's people with paychecks, and people can pass mortgage applications, which actually brings me back to velocity. So we had one here on the upside. One of the high ones here is velocity. I'm probably going to take another look at that now that we're looking at that. So if people get a home sale, more likely than not, they're going to need a mortgage, and Velocity Financial does mortgages. So we're going to probably take a look at this, see if we can bring some money in from the outside and put in a buy for that. What else were we going to say? AVCT, this was the one that I really wish went through. I tried to put an order in. For whatever reason, it never filled, and it's made some decent money. I do keep an eye on it, and it's moving up. If it goes up to 350 right here instead of 307, then I'll probably put in a buy for that one. Beyond that, let's see, TH is right there. Texas Hospitality is right there. And we'll probably put in a buy at like 150 again, just to see what we can do, whether we put in new money or execute a sale. All right, so that being said, we are looking at, and again, it's late afternoon here in California. It's up about, I don't know, quarter point. And between the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow, they're all up a quarter point. Take a look at some of the other ones. I never know why these are different, but they're relatively similar, but never the same. Yeah, it's up a little bit. Well, again, we always take a look at these toward the end of the evening. I just want to see where that trends, but it doesn't really mean anything because over the weekend, this went up and then it went down in the red and then it went up and it started to trend upward last night. So we'll take a look and see what's going on. But one of the things we've seen is there's a lot of money on the sidelines, and so when you start to see people start to take some of the discounts and buy low on some really good stocks that have either shown resiliency or a tendency to skyrocket when good news hits, this is how you're going to make money. So with that being said, open this up a little wider. So from the stocks we own right now, we're on pace to get to about 300,000. We're at about 75 right now. And we have a limit order of just $5,000. So we're just basically aiming at about 316,000. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, one other thing, if you want to open up and download a copy of this spreadsheet, you can do that. There's a link in the video description. You can peruse through it as you want, look at it in depth. You can also steal it, borrow it, use it for yourself, make it better. I'm always changing this and upgrading it, but this is there for you. And if you don't have a Robinhood account, it's my favorite platform, just because they allow you to do things a lot easier than anybody else. Plus their user interface is just awesome. But there's a link in there where if you sign up for a new account, you get a free stock. So with that being said, I will see you mañana. To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.